Right away having to mute because of loud traffic. Speaking of loud traffic, I noticed that that you can't really hear the engine very much. So I think I want to turn everything down a bit. Engine volume up a bit. Like the only sound in the game that's not obnoxious. Yeah, okay. So, first order of business. This big oil thing has to go through here, across the bridge, along the road, the long way along the road to here. I wonder if you can go through here. It's probably not worth it. So I shan't do it. This is the first time I'm properly using the dairy. I'm reasonably optimistic. This is likely going to be the only stream for today. Generally, very generally on weekends I like to do one stream of a few hours in the afternoon and a second one in the evening. It's kind of struggling. But for one, I have other stuff to do that I can't really neglect. And also it's just not really comfortable sitting up here in the attic. It's only 27 degrees right now. But it's still kind of early afternoon, so I'm sure it'll get a few degrees hotter still. What's happening? I know it's a heavy trailer, but you're a big, heavy truck as well. Yo, don't get stuck there, please. Thank you. Just nice and steady. I don't have chains. This is some kind of off-road tire. So I don't want to lose control on this road. And I'm gonna have to think, because there's kind of a sharp turn coming up with not much room on the road. So low gear plus it is. That's the turn I was kind of worried about. Doesn't look so bad from here. And I hope I won't lose traction, because this is an incline I did not really anticipate. Yeah, I mean... I feel like I took this corner all wrong. It does have a big turning circle. And my plan, which I kind of hinted upon yesterday, to just go off-road and take the turn as wide as I can in the snow, doesn't really seem like a great idea, because it's not exactly even terrain. So really just take out all these signs. Okay, better. Much better. There is a bit of a breeze, at least. That helps a lot. How bad would it be to go through here, I wonder? Doesn't look that bad except for this bit, but yeah. Let's not be unnecessarily hasty. I don't think I'm gonna use this truck for the other big trailer, the one you have to take from Mountain River to... don't even know where you're supposed to take it. I think it goes to the port in Northport. I feel like there is one or two kind of sharp angles in that route. And this truck, quite frankly, is a bit too cumbersome. So it's likely gonna be the White Western. There are too many icy uphills to even consider the P16. And yeah, maybe you could have gone through there, but why even bother? Or through here. Would that be completely unnecessary? It's too early in the stream to start taking potentially unnecessary shortcuts. Just use the signs as a guide on... Whoa. Yeah. I don't know how to avoid taking my hitting the insides of the turn. I can go all the way around the outside. Yeah. I would say no signs. See, exactly the same situation. I would say no signs were harmed in the making of this video, but that would be a lie. Oh, but there's a tree stump which might cause trouble. Use the available space. Okay, but that is it. In 3, yeah. 1750. All these Alaska cheapskates. I forget how much the big trailer missions contracts in Michigan were. I feel like they were much more. Might be able to check. If I can remember, was that this? No. I really forget the name. Harbor delivery? Power lines? No, definitely not. Super order, no. Timber. This doesn't matter, but now I kind of want to know. Maybe it was pipe dream. No, steel. I don't know. I think it's safe to say it paid more than this contract. Although, that said, this was a much shorter trip than the heavy rig things in Michigan. Okay, next. I think this is the only big trailer contract left in Alaska. Drill equipment, that's just 4 slots. Coiled tubing semi-trailer. What the hell is that even? Seems like it's in Pedro Bay. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. This one. And that needs to go. How would you take this? That's going to be next after the one from Mountain River to Northport. I'm just thinking ahead because I know this bend is kind of sketchy. Very slanted to the left, easy to tip. So I think I would either go this way. Hello, how are you? How are you on this toasty Sunday afternoon? I'm just planning ahead how I would do this trailer. So I don't think I want to take it through here because this is a bit meh. I reckon through here, although this is also not ideal. So maybe you do go this way. And perhaps, well, there are posts. I was going to say maybe just go off-road as close to the pipeline as you can. Or to avoid both this bend and this kind of very sideways bit. Maybe you could take it through here. Seems like a stretch. And that's provided the thing can even fit underneath here. But surely it has to fit because it's through here or through here. And if it doesn't fit underneath either of these gates, that's just mean. But yeah, we're not doing that now. We are doing this one. So we shall go up here, down to Northport, and then from here along the road. This is going to be sketchy. Is there a better way? So you could go through here. That wouldn't be easy. Maybe that's why it says off-road truck recommended. In which case maybe I should consider the Royal instead of the White Western. Because there is only one kind of iffy bit. But I'm concerned about this. Wait. I have a cunning plan. Instead of going through here, would it be stupid to go up here to White Valley? And then from this gate to this gate, assuming that this won't be too much of a problem. And then we end up here. And we can avoid this. I feel like that might be unnecessarily complicated. But yeah, I will follow the game's advice and take an off-road truck. If I can remember where I left it. Might be still in Pedro Bay, actually. Didn't mean to retain. Pedro Bay. Nope. Then it must be in the White Valley garage. Oh. Right. Recover. Take all this off. high saddle. And I guess that's it. Grey Surrey. Yeah, I mean, your name sounds familiar, so I'll just say hello. I don't know how to say it in Russian. Something is not right with my stream. If only things could work the first time. What do you mean you don't work? Apologies. My chat overlay thing is not working and I don't know why. It does say new version available, which I've been ignoring for a week or two. Okay, there was a sound, so hopefully... Son of a... Oh, okay. Right. One day I will be able to start and finish a stream without having to troubleshoot anything. I like to think it's just part of the process, but I don't think it is. I don't see other people struggling this much with technical shenanigans. Is it very hot in Russia currently? I have no idea of the climate except the obvious harsh winters. Can you hear the engines at all? Because I messed with the audio levels a little bit in the game to make the engine sound more prominent without making everything else too loud. This bend is gonna cost me at least a few more times. Yesterday's accident with the twin steer Now it was kinda dicey because I came in too hot. I'm sure I flipped a scout or two in that exact spot. Yeah, so just a scout. If I would take the big trailer through here, I would have to probably cut this corner in front of the telephone post. I'll have to see. It's probably going to be a last-second decision, as most of my decisions tend to be. But yeah, I don't really like this whole situation, because that's a very awkward bend to make with a huge trailer. Because if there's a guardrail on just one side of the road, you can go off-road on the other side a bit with the trailer. But now that it's on both sides, there is a very real chance, it's almost inevitable, that the trailer will end up on the guardrail or on both guardrails. Right. Either way, I'm gonna have to make a choice very soon. Bonk. If I were really thorough, I could have driven along all the possible routes and make a completely informed decision. Because yeah, for this thing I would just cut through the sawmill, then up. This might be a problem, but after that it should be pretty easy all the way to the destination. Alternatively, I could go down here, but if I'm going to this gate, I think it is a better choice to go this way. But then we end up here. This is a bit bendy. And then either through here, through the mud, or I have to risk messing up this corner. But after that, it's kind of a straight shot all the way here. I'm thinking in what universe it would be a viable option to go along here. I'm really just trying to figure out why they specifically mention that an off-road truck is recommended. Because that would mean that the easiest path might not have many normal roads, or at least a good stretch of dirt roads. Because then I really don't know. This does not seem very easy. I doubt you can go straight through the lake. Maybe you could. And then down here, through here, then you have to go here. No, that's just not smart. I'm agonizing way too much. They say off-road truck because you need decent ground clearance to get the trailer up the hills. Really? I'm not sure why ground clearance matters much. You might be right. I can't say for sure. I am tempted to go this way. I'm gonna go the way I originally planned. The western road uphill, then down to the gates. And I'll worry about the Northport part of the trip when I get to Northport. Careful with those barriers. A promising start. These fences just gave up on life. I was gonna say this is the last big trailer in Alaska, but it's not. There's still the one in Pedro Bay. I forget where that one has to go. I think I'm gonna have to check because it's eating me up that I can't remember. No, which one was it? Drilling, no, no, no. Oh, but that one's locked anyway. And that has to go here. Yeah. Puri 3OC, how are you? Wanted to say hello and how are you at the same time. This is Alaska. I think the largest contiguous state. Or is Texas bigger? I'm not sure. I remember being very surprised how big Alaska really is. It's like a third of the size of the rest of the continental states combined. Oh, she's slipping just a bit. Is it really stuck here? One rock and it's not even really stuck. Damn it. Okay, well this is kind of a problem. Oh. Is this what you meant, Chill? Yeah. No, yes, that tree. It's nothing a bit of winching can't solve, I hope. How are you supposed to avoid this? Does that mean you can't really go this way? Because, I mean, if it happens in the Royal, it's gonna happen with every truck. So maybe you are supposed to go this way. I mean, I'm not averse to a bit of brute force winching. Okay. Yo. Oh, brother. Nope. Gonna have to back up. And take this turn not like a moron. It is deceptively big. I feel like the construction rig trailers from Michigan were smaller than this. This one looks smaller, but yeah. Maybe it's just the roads. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Funny as it would have been to just fall into this sinkhole. Okay. Not healthy for my ticker. I shudder at the thought of doing this in first person. If you're one of those crazy people who is committed to playing through the whole game just in cockpit view, I don't even know how you could. I'm seriously either, look, I have arm-shaped sweat stains on my legs just from where my arms are resting on my legs. I'd have to put down a towel to avoid that, or not rest my legs, my arms on my legs, which is just uncomfortable. Okay, very delicately. One eye on the front, one eye on the rear. Chameleon style. Oh. Just squeaking past. And yeah, I'm gonna have to hope that I don't get stuck here. It's got 10 wheels. 10 double wheels, no less. It's kind of insane, actually. 10 wheels on one trailer. Okay, yeah, I'm not going that way. Nothing of interest lies there. Jesus. Wheels and guardrails are like the worst enemies. Maybe I should invest in a spare wheel for this truck. Because this is at least the third or fourth time that I'm driving with a flat. Wait, so this is one option. Is this a trap? Because I really don't know what this is like. I think there are some barriers just off the road, so you can't really cut this corner much. But I feel like it still makes more sense to follow the road. Hang on. Just checking one thing. No, okay. I wasn't 100% sure that you couldn't hear my chat notification blip sounds. Okay, hug the rail with the front wheel to allow as much space as possible for the rear, even though it's not really necessary. These signs were put here specifically to give you a guide as to where your front needs to go. And yeah, this is what I was afraid of. But there is plenty of space off-road. Yeah. I might need to get another truck out here for winching purposes. mean, it's not really what I should have done. Yep. Okay. In theory, that should be the worst parts over. Wait, this is too nice of an opportunity to pass up. If it weren't for that stupid bush. Forward just a bit further. This is just some extracurricular. Oh. Right. I can't move further than this away from the truck. I apologize. I do need some nice shots for my thumbnails, otherwise I just have to take stills from the video after it's uploaded. And they never look as nice. I wish I was facing the other way, because then I could have the front of the truck in shot. Yeah, I mean, something like that. You can take some really nice shots in this game. Very cinematic looking. I'm not saying that's what I do, but I know it's possible. Do I dare go into high gear? Okay, it's not that much faster. Oh. Luckily, the trailer wheels are much sturdier than the truck's wheels. Hopefully. This is such an awkward camera angle. It does help a lot for just making sure the rear of the trailer is clear, but ideally you would need 2 camera angles. Just give it a bootful and hope for the best. I'm resisting the urge to go into automatic because that'll just end in catastrophe. I'm pretty sure there was another "be prepared for the unexpected" sign facing the correct way a bit further down the hill, but no, I forgot. It's been 52 minutes, and this is only the second thing I'm doing. That means either the two things I did just took a long time to do, or, which is more likely, I spent way too much time looking at the map and planning stuff out. I shouldn't be driving these kinds of things. I think if I focus... Oh. Yeah. Never mind. I was gonna say, if I focus just on the truck and assume that the trailer will not get stuck, will be fine, but clearly not. Dare I say, from here it should be much straighter. Gotta go now, but we'll watch the rest later. Yep, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. It remains to be seen how much longer I can last up here, because it's very, very hot. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and talk to you later. Okay, nice and wide. Is it the struts again? Yeah. Maybe that's indeed why they recommend an off-road truck. I still kind of fail to see that it makes such a difference. Like, for instance, the White Western, which was my second choice for this. It is lower to the ground, but is it that much lower that those struts, or to put it reversely, Is the Royal that much higher off the ground that those struts are less likely to get stuck? I'm not too sure. Rejoice, there is a breeze of fresh air. When it's really hot and you're, like me, very uncomfortable in hot temperatures, it really makes you appreciate even the slightest breath of fresh air. Yeah, kind of a tight squeeze, but we are pretty much here. It's fine. I can take 11 points worth of engine damage. Okay, nice. Eat, sleep, drill, repeat. Okay. Recover. And I think I didn't check what I needed to do to unlock this. Complete service hub reactivation. I don't know if it matters which one to do next. What can I pick up here? Concrete blocks. There are no concrete blocks here. Am I blind? Oh no, consumables. Okay. Yeah, that's quite the drive. Surely there are closer pickup points. Drilling equipment from here to there, it seems doable. Everything is doable, otherwise it wouldn't be in the game. Really makes you think how you're supposed to navigate all the various routes. Because to get here, either you have to go the shorter way through here, which is a bit dicey, I'd say. Or the very long way around up through here and around through here. This is, I think, kind of pretty deep snow. And there's a tight turn here, which I have gotten stuck on. White Valley consumables. Wait. That seems rather easy. Yeah, let's do that. What truck though? Retain this. Teleport to White Valley Garage. I think off-road tires might be the play. Wait, this is all... This is just roads, pretty much. And then... Seems a bit nonsensical to go all the way around here. And really, I want to fix this first. But I'm not really sure what contract that even is. Logging. Does that even have a contract attached to it? Might not. I wish there was a way to check just by somehow clicking on the thing you want to fix, and then you would instantly see the contract you have to do to fix it. Sadly, that's not how it works. Aha, okay. Yeah, it's a bunch of different stuff from various places. I hope I can get everything in this map at least. Service parts here. Oversized cargo. Wood planks. Maybe you'd still want to get the wood planks from here, because then you can just use the road for the most part. Beams, it's about as easy as it gets. That's gonna be planks, yeah, not helpful. Now, was that everything? Medium pipes. Which I know you can also get quite a bit more easily in Mountain River. So I don't think I'm gonna get those from here. But yeah, bring out the White Western. If I can remember where the heck it is. I've been meaning to use the TranStar. I really don't use it enough. I do like it, it's just kinda... It really only works for routes where you have to do minimal off-roading. But maybe this is such a job, actually. Yeah, let's try it. We'll get the the TranStar rather. With flatbed, we'll pick up spare parts from here, planks from here, along the road, across the bridge to the place. Did I retain it? Yeah. Yep, flatbed. That's confusing. There are bigger wheels, but I can't equip them. because I don't have the appropriate suspension, but there is no indication that there is a different suspension. That's a bit strange. SnowRunner TranStar raised suspension. Oh, it's in main. Okay. At least that makes me kind of hopeful that there will be plenty more occasions to use the TranStar much later on. But yeah, for now, is there a blue color scheme? Okay. This is the very first time I'm using the TranStar for actual work, not just as a portable fuel station. I forgot to put on chains. Should be fine, I think. It's the worst reason to like a truck, but it just looks different from everything else. Because it's one of the few trucks with a... what's the technical term? Cab over engine kind of configuration. It's a zippy little thing. And I appreciate that. And it's kind of nice that even though I have it in auto and I'm flooring it, it doesn't get out of control fast. Oops. I will admit I did not notice that it doesn't have all-wheel drive or diff locks. I kind of take those things for granted. Come on. Oh. Did not mean to winch just then. Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected to struggle a bit in snow and mud. I should really use it for anything that doesn't involve any kind of mud, just paved roads only, or at the worst, oops, solid dirt roads. Yeah. Please don't do that. Can I go around the back? Yeah, I mean, this was not a good choice. It was purely based on vibes. If it weren't for all these tree stumps, I don't think there would be any way to do this. Something popped up there in the on-screen chat thing. Seribot does a lot of good work, but it seems the chat overlay is just a bit too slow. Right. So now it's just up the roads. I think I should be able to do it without setting markers and without missing the turn. I yield to no one. Sign. Never driven this truck first person. It's quite nice. Kind of makes me want to play some ETS2. Yesterday at the end of the SnowRunner stream, I said that I would be playing some ETS2 today. But as I tend to do, I changed my mind last minute. And at this point, it's a bit too late to switch. It's already approaching 4 p.m. So I think just another hour, maybe hour and a half tops. Whoops, yeah. From S plus all the way down to A plus. I feel like it doesn't snow very often here. I'm sure it has snowed at some point, but it's been a while. Yeah, through here. Just make sure. Yep. I always forget if oversized cargo is 2 slots or 4. I assume 4. 2 slots would not be very oversized, I guess. Okay, first of a few trips. Turn off the engine. Yeah, metal beams are just here, so those are the obvious next thing to do. Then the oversized cargo, which is indeed 4 slots. Maybe twin steer. Oh, I'd feel more confident with a sideboard trailer or a 5-slot semi. Okay, first metal beams. It is very tiny though. Looks a lot like whatever it's called. I know there's a Russian car, I think it's a Zix. Might have a look in the store just to confirm. But I think there's a similar size flat nose tiny Russian truck. Maybe it's smaller than this one. Because now that I'm thinking of it, I think that might only have 1 slot, not 2. Like a 1-slot bed or saddles. Okay, metal beams, yes. I'm really not drinking enough water. These beams are quite a bit heavier, so I have to be more careful with any kind of tilt in the road. It does flex a lot, which I don't think I knew it did. Like the rear and the cab can sort of move independently. Not sure how that works mechanically. Okay, beams. Oh, wait. Where is my White Western? Although actually, since it's already here, I need pipes from here. I should really just go get them in this. I was going to, although that wouldn't work because they're different size tires. I was gonna try and swap the chains over from this truck to the Transtar. But that would not have worked because these tires are much bigger, so they wouldn't have fit on the Transtar. Once again, it would be so nice to have chains as a functions option, not a garage add-on. I don't really understand how that would be impossible to implement. Medium pipes, yeah. Wouldn't have been the first time that I get the wrong type of pipes. And then, wait. I can just as well cut through here, through the factory, and then this way up the road. Which means... no, not here yet. In here. Careful with the exploding fences and barrel. That happens every time. And it's funny every time. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, see. I think this is my first comical physics accident of the whole playthrough. I am actually completely stuck. Come on, man. That's not how you want your wheels to behave. Wait, can I winch to that tree? Nope. Okay, okay. All good. Phew. It's a bit nerve-wracking. I was just waiting for the moment where the whole thing would explode and I'd be launched into space. Might make for a funny clip. Thinking ahead to the oversized cargo. I'm really not sure. I don't think it matters much which truck to use. I might as well use the White Western as well, with low saddle. I don't think there are any semi-trailers lying around in White Valley, so I'd have to either buy one, which I don't really want to do because 50% sell prices. So if I'm being very money efficient, I'd have to come back here to the factory where that where I left the semi-trailer some time ago, a few streams ago. Okay, I really need to drink. There's actually sweat dripping in my eye. It kind of stings. I think after this contract, I said I would stream for another hour or so. I think it's gonna be more like half an hour. So I'll try to do part of another bigger contract, or try to complete a smaller one. I think there was at least one contract that I might be able to do in one trip. Yeah, I need to look into that. It's not ideal that my bot's timed messages are also showing up on screen. Just a mental note. And a physical note. Ow. Hit my hand on the desk. There is this sideboard trailer which I don't really want to use. It's probably just a 2-slot anyway. Yeah, that's of no use. How much money do I have currently? That's not that much. I think I really do have to go get that trailer from Mountain River, unless there is another place where I can pick up oversized cargo. Not here. Messed up. Mountain River, no. Pedro Bay, no. Northport, yes, but it's way too far. So yeah. It's tempting to equip the GMC with chains and low saddle for this. Wait, I need to check a few things. This is 47 inches. The GMC, no idea where I left that. Gonna recover the Fleet Star because I keep losing it. I really want to use the Fleet Star more before the end of Alaska. So GMC is... I'm sure that was in Mountain River. Yeah. With the van body. This already has chains, which is fortunate. Take this off. Yeah, okay. These ridiculously tall stacks. I do remember putting those on. I kind of regret it. So now all the way up to Mountain River, down the roads, through the factory to the other place where the sideboard trailer is. Not sure it's a sideboard, but where the semi-trailer is. Attach that, drive all the way back to White Valley, all the way down to the airstrip. Yeah, it's a lot of driving. If you compare that to what I normally should have had to do, being buy a semi-trailer at the garage and just go pick up the container at the airstrip. It's like a fifth of the distance, if not less. Much less, actually, a tenth or so. I know it is a bit of a risk to use this truck for any kind of off-roading, especially with chains. But I figure I should use the under-equipped trucks I have, like the Transtar and the GMC. I should use those more now for some of the easier stuff. Because after Alaska, it's Tamir, where only Russian trucks will be allowed. And then it's Yukon, where I believe you can find the all-wheel drive for the GMC at least. So it's actually not that long until the GMC becomes much more usable. The Transtar is a different story, because it's like as I found out earlier, raised suspension in Maine, which I don't even own yet. I just have the year 1 DLCs. This is not where I need to be. How did I mess up so badly? This is the way. It's a shame that some of the best looking trucks are the ones that are a bit underpowered. So I do really like the GMC. It has a very long nose. And the Transstar, which is the exact opposite, it has no nose. But it's hard to pick one favorite. Maybe those two specifically are so appealing just because I can't use them much, so it's it's that thing of wanting what you can't really have. Smoke Penny, hello, how are you? A good day, sir. Or miss, I don't know. Shouldn't make assumptions. You're good. That's good. Pretty good. Pretty melting. It's very hot currently where I live. It's a summer spell. Thanks for the follow, man. Tis appreciated. But yeah, very hot. Not as hot as it has been the last few days, but yeah, just very hot during the day. 2 days in a row there has been pretty hefty thunderstorms at night. Which is kind of typical for my country because it never really gets very hot, so when it does get very hot, like approaching 30 Celsius, the whole weather system kind of collapses and then it's big thunderstorms. No, far from it, in fact. I am in Belgium. So I guess I don't really have a right to complain about hot weather compared to Arizona. 85, gonna be 105. I don't know how that converts to Celsius. I couldn't even guess. I'd say like 40-ish. It's not something I have to do often, convert temperature units. But maybe it's a useful thing to know how to do. Like vaguely. Okay, 29. Well, here it's 27 currently. I'd say that's close enough to have a right to complain. 40 later, yeah. That's a different... that's a different league altogether. But I assume Arizona is very dry heat. Here it tends to be very humid. Not like tropical rainforest humid, but you know, not desert dry. This is a very long detour just for a trailer, which costs a few thousand, and which I would probably need anyway. It's very unlikely I'll do everything else with just one semi-trailer. Today, around 2-ish, I think. This playthrough, I think sometime in February, maybe January. SnowRunner in general, like maybe 4 years ago. 5 perhaps. PlayStation first with a bit over 400 hours. Currently in Wisconsin, but I don't really play that much on PlayStation these days. It's mostly this playthrough on Steam. Where I'm only in Alaska so far. What about yourself? "240 nights away from home." My ex's dad was a trucker, but I think he was retired already when we met. Wait, make sure I'm not getting confused. Yeah, so down to here, then up to there. Every time I start playing, there is a smidge of hope, if that's the correct word, smidge, that seeing snow in the game will cool me down a bit in real life, but it just doesn't work like that. I don't think the camera shows just how much I'm perspiring. At worst, I'm probably a bit flushed, but I can live with that. Oops. Bit of a tank slapper. I don't even know. I know I looked away for exactly 1 second, but I saw the post coming. I still just went straight for it. Maybe it's an example of not looking where you don't want to go. Like when you're headed towards an obstacle, don't look at the obstacle, but look where you need to go to avoid it. It's weird how that works. I think I can risk going through here. Maybe not so much on the way to the delivery. Although actually, might be fine. No. With the container, I should really just follow the road. Whoops. Don't lose sight of the diff locks. What does it say? I have a thing for funny signs in this game. Drivers of long, low vehicles phone before crossing. That's kinda strange. Oversized cargo. I don't believe there's anything that involves this plane, like any contracts where you have to deliver things to the plane to make it take off. It's very tempting to try the shortcut. I shall resist. I must resist. I can't see if you're still here. Maybe you missed the question. I just bounced the question back to you as to where you are in your game, how many hours, etc., which DLCs. I will most likely get year 2 as well on Steam. I forget which ones I have on PlayStation, at least 1 and 2, maybe 3. But on Steam, I thought I should play it safe and just buy 1 year at a time and try to finish each year before buying the next one. But there is a very good chance the next time year 2 is on sale, I'll just get that. I would also like to get at least some of the map expansions for ETS2. I have a few. Well, I forget exactly which ones. Definitely Scandinavia and going east. I think it's just those two. I don't know why I have those two. Maybe those were the only ones that were out when I bought the game, and it was just a bundle with the base game and those two expansions. I would at the very least like to have Vive la France, Iberia and Italia. And the road north, or whatever it's called, the upper half of Scandinavia. But I know eventually I'll end up with all of them anyway. I'm just waiting for kind of significant sales so I can, I mean, if they're ever all on sale at the same time, it's very possible I'll just splurge a bit and get everything in one purchase. FOMO is real. Just as it is in this game. Like on PlayStation, I'm in Wisconsin, I mentioned. But I have all the maps, I think, up to BC, perhaps? That's like 4 regions, I believe, in between Wisconsin and the last one, so there's way more to do than I have time for, but still I want to buy them all and have them all available so I can work up to them. Dreams come true. Repair all the pipes in Alaska. Okay. Is there something else that doesn't take that long? There's only one Blackbird contract left, rather. And it seems pretty easy on the face of it. It's just one trip. Which I could do in the twin steer. I'm kind of scared to use that one on the main roads. But I will try anyway. I don't want to waste time swapping out the trailer to a different truck. So where is it? There is it. Wait. Because it's closer. Yeah. I have a habit of recovering before figuring out if it actually saves me time to recover. So, yeah. I will do my very best not to get into any accidents. Arguably, I don't even need the raised suspension for this. It would make it quite a bit less prone to falling over. It's a somewhat calculated risk. Getting kind of hungry, but it's way too early for dinner. It's like 4:30. It's that time where it's too early for dinner, but kinda too late for a snack. If it is ever too late for a snack. Okay, try to turn around here without getting into an Austin Powers situation. Okay, 4 drilling parts. That's some progress at least, that all the black birds, was it? All those contracts will be finished. Making pretty good progress. I think from memory I spent 23 streams doing Michigan from start to finish. This is stream number 32. So yeah. It's 8 streams so far. My math might be off just a bit. It's actually 9. It's too hot for basic maths. But yeah, so less than half what it took for Michigan. Not that we're anywhere close to being done, but I feel like Alaska generally, the progression is much faster. I talked about this the other day. It's probably just due to the presence of a lot of solid paved, if icy, roads. Okay, that didn't take any time at all. And that's reflected in the payoff. So yeah, that's all of Blackbird's contracts done. Wait. Turn off. Not that I plan to do much else. Oil barrels. That's also kind of easy. It's just one semi-trailer full. And not that difficult of a route either. I think I will squeeze in one, maybe two more contracts if they're all this small. Excuse me. Logs, no. Planks and fuel. Wait. Because that is just 3 slots. Fuel and 1 planks. But yeah, no. One thing at a time. Try to reverse this back to the road across the bridge. Oh, nope. I would have been very pleased with myself if that had worked first try, with no adjustments necessary. Come on, tree. And rocks. That happens way too often. Not sure what would be the smartest way to winch. Probably not at all that. Twin stairs right here, so I'm gonna use that to get the GMC out. Oops. I thought I'd be able to clear that. I guess I could have tried to just go forwards now that this pipeline is fixed. Could have just gone around. Lesson learned for the future. Clumsy. Seems to be kind of stuck in a way. Like the truck and the trailer don't want to align normally. Okay, I think that'll do. Too far away to change. No, wrong way. but this will work. Arguably better than how I wanted to do it. Okay, but do I want to use a different truck for this? In theory, it should be okay. Mostly, I just don't feel like bringing a different truck out. The only thing that could be a problem is this small section from the main road to the other connecting road, as in this. Especially once we have the oil barrels loaded. Yeah, it's not very encouraging. Maybe the extra weight will help with traction. On paper it should. I don't really know how it works in the game. Like, generally it does help to put weight on the rear wheels. Okay. Not fuel, oil barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crude oil. Can I make this? No. Again, I was convinced I could. It does have a kind of long nose. It's a pretty long truck, actually. Kind of looks like it would be able to fit almost a 3-slot bed. Maybe that's a stretch. I'm gonna mute. Random small plane flying over. And I have noticed in other streams that sounds which I think shouldn't be too loud in the stream They often tend to be kind of loud and too present, and just a bit, what's the word? Bothersome. Okay, that was the quote-unquote difficult part over. Now it's just roads with chains. Might as well stop for fuel. I'm kind of wondering how much money I would have if I weren't playing with 50% sell prices. Because I haven't bought any trucks. No, I did buy the Lodestar. That's the only one. All the other ones were ones you get for free. I could consider selling one, but selling trucks, even ones you find for free, kind of doesn't feel worth it, because usually you don't get that much from them. If you were playing with other financial restrictions, but 100% sell prices, maybe then things would be a bit more, or not more balanced, but differently balanced. Because now I spend a lot of money on just upgrades and add-ons, and the occasional trailer if I really need it for logging or whatever. Logging trailers are pretty expensive. And winches. All the advanced medium winches. Which I guess I could also sell, but the 50% sell price also applies to trailers and add-ons. So, yeah, maybe it's a matter of remembering to swap over add-ons between different trucks, depending on which ones I need. I don't know where I'm going. Into those signs. Wait. 2 concrete blocks, 2 consumables. They're both 1 slot pieces, so 4 slots total. Consumables can be from here. Blocks from here. And they need to go to Mountain River. Then from Mountain River, just up the road to Pedro Bay, and in Pedro Bay also really just, I don't know, some of these roads are a bit snowy and muddy. I'm not sure which truck I would use for this. Twin steer is again the obvious candidate. It's really just this last bit that's a little bit more difficult, but not much. But I think I'll feel safer with a sideboard bed instead of the twin steer, because I have to be very alert to not have incidents in the twin steer. With the twin steer. In the twin steer sounds a bit like I had a trouser related accident. I keep stretching and adding one last contract every time I do the last contract I say I will do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for today because it's really quite unbearably hot. I would show the sweat stains on my shorts from where my arms have been resting for the last 2 hours. But I don't think anyone really wants to see that. So yeah, that will do it for today. I don't think I'm gonna stream more later tonight. I was kind of considering it, but I think I've done my share of streaming for the weekend. So yeah, not really much left to say, except thank you for watching, thanks for hanging, thanks for lurking. Just checking my calendar. There's always a relatively small chance I will stream on weekdays in the evening. But if that doesn't happen, it's gonna be until next Friday. It seems my wife has weddings on Friday and Sunday. Not sure how long, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, definitely next Friday there should be a stream or two. So hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.